What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here to bring you guys a midweek video once again. So right now, Airbnb and AMD have just announced their earnings, or they're just announcing their earnings. So those stocks are doing a little bit of crazy movement. We can actually have a look at them right now. AMD's earnings has its effect on Nvidia as well, which is slightly up. And by the way, as we expected, as I mentioned in my last video in the weekly watch list, AMD is flying high. That's exactly what I expected. There we go, that huge green candle. It briefly touched 96.70 and now it's at 95.12. But yeah, you can see it's quite overextended right now and probably will pull back a little bit. In fact, it just pulled back as I'm speaking. But yeah, it's up around 4% after hours. Nvidia as well. Here we go with the semiconductors. Nvidia as well, up $2.15. So that's just about 1% for Nvidia since it is a much more expensive stock. And we'll see if these hold for tomorrow. Now, like I said, Airbnb also announced earnings, or announcing earnings right now after hours, and that one shot up to highs of about 156 before now dropping back to 150, but it's still up almost 4% after hours, especially after the crazy sell-off it had today. If you look at this pattern, you see it wanted to stay below the moving averages, but eventually, finally, after hours, just skyrocketed. So it will be interesting to see if that holds. As I said, my weekly watch list, I would love to get some shares around a 140, 138. Will we see that? I doubt it, but hey, again, up 4% after hours, did exactly what we expected, a nice little rise. So that's two different stocks which have announced earnings. Now, before market tomorrow is Moderna, our friends from the vaccine, remember them? So this has been steadily uptrending today, finished the day up 3%. And to be honest, this week, both Monday and Tuesday, it has been nicely uptrending. So it's holding tight to moving averages right now on the 5-minute chart. If you look at the 1-hour chart and zoom out a little bit, you can see it's trying to break through the 100-day moving average and push out. I don't know if earnings will have an effect on that, but again, we'll just be watching to see what does happen. Now I'm going to head over to the oil plays. First, I'm going to start with Oxy because that was one we traded in the group today. And if you see here, Oxy hit highs of $60.45. My price target for Oxy was 60 and 86, but it didn't quite reach that. Look at the 15-minute chart now. You can see straight out of the gate, it was steaming hot, ran up, pulled back a little bit towards the moving average before finally breaking below the moving average and losing and running out of steam. Same happened with ExxonMobil, ticker symbol XOM, and MRO, Marathon Oil Company. So here's ExxonMobil, pushed up, sold off, pushed up again. I do expect this to hit $89 again this week with the last 3 days, and then possibly even make a little push towards 90. Not sure what happened here, but yeah, that's what I expect with ExxonMobil. Marathon Oil Company, MRO, very similar story. For me, 2650 is probably where I'm looking to see this push towards. It pushed up, pulled back towards the moving average, which is pretty standard for this kind of stock, and then ran up again. I did mention in the group that I'm looking at $25.50 and $26 calls for MRO, and that was what I took. So the $26 calls were in the money pretty quickly. It finished the day up 5.21%. Let's have a look at SPX. As you guys know, this is the S&P 500 index, very similar to SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF. So let's go to the 5-minute chart so we can see today's price action. So as you can see, out the gate, well, first of all, yesterday it sold off heavily and has been selling off for a few days, but then today it finally pushed. So dropped to around $4,062 before now rallying up towards 4,200 today and then cooling off. If you zoom out a little bit, you can see that it's much lower than anywhere it was last week still at this point. So if you think, oh, I've missed a run up, not necessarily. I mean, the RSI is about to curl over upwards, and I think that could, pushing up to this level around 4,200 again, that seems to be a pretty common level of support slash resistance. So that's the level to watch from where we are now, around the $25 gain. Then we see what happens at the $4,200 level again this week. But I fully expect if it breaks past it, for it to push up a little bit higher, maybe to around 42.28. You can also look at this with the S&P 500 ETF as well. Here we go. And that's the 420 level I was just talking about. If we can push up, I'd say past 418.58, somewhere around there, 418.60, we could break through and get to 420.39. After that, you're looking at a much bigger rise to eventually around 428 again. It's basically the same thing that happened last week, but in reverse. Remember, last week we were above 428, we couldn't really hold, broke down to 422 and broke straight through that, all the way down to lows of 405 this week. So now we're looking at the uptrend. So those are a few stocks. As always, I'm just interested to see what you guys will say in the comment section. I personally do want to point out that there are many stocks which are on sale right now, and you can get them at a discount. Stocks such as Netflix, ticker symbol NFLX. Here we go. Netflix, $199 right now, under the $200 level is still a great price point to purchase. It was what, $190 earlier this week or yesterday, so you've already gained, a little 2-3% right there. You've also got Roblox. Remember, I'm trying to get you guys paid for the long haul, not just for one day. The long haul. Roblox, $33. Check where it was. Pull up the daily chart if you're ever wondering. Just pull up the daily chart and see. Where was it 6 months ago, a year ago? Remember that? Oh, yeah. Oh, it was up in the 70s, 80s, 90s. It was $100, $138 in November. Ah, okay. And whether I know a lot about this company or I don't know a lot about this company, you can just do your research and say, yeah, I've heard about Roblox. Let me pull up Roblox, or let me buy into this stock and keep that one for my long-term portfolio. Now I want to look at Skills, Fubo, and also Draftkings. Those will be my last three for this video. Start off with Skills, $2.15. This is a stock which I liked around $9. Can you imagine? Now it's dropped all the way to $2, and I'm thinking, when is it going to start reversing? Because when it does start reversing, I'd love to get shares. But also, the reason I brought this up is because they have earnings tomorrow, and I feel like this stock could easily double by the time the earnings comes around. It might just push up maybe 30-40 cents, and that's also a very solid gain. If you guys are looking to get in on Skills, I personally would be looking at the calls for a little bit of a push up. This probably be one you have to day trade, I'd say, before earnings. Not sure about holding over earnings. Just looking at the 1 hour chart now. See how it pushes up to the moving average and then sells off. So, maybe a 18 to 20 cent gain might be what you're looking at right now. Sort of 4% today. Anybody who's been playing puts on this has been eating, I'll tell you that. Fubo TV, another one, another important one. Has a tendency to just rally up out of nowhere. It was down on the day, but in previous days it has done its crazy rally. Yesterday, I think it had a crazy rally to start the week. I think it jumped like, here we are. It went from like 384 up to 418. It's a pretty big gain. It's like a 10%, 12% gain in one day. Now it's just hanging around the moving averages, not really falling below it, but like I said, just consolidating around the moving averages. The RSI is about to curl up though, so it could be on its way. It could be ready to start rising again. I'll just keep this one on your radar. Again, most likely for calls with a day trade. And then lastly, Draftkings will announce earnings Friday. This is another stock I like for the long term, especially with sports betting getting bigger and bigger. But at this point, it's similar to Fubo. It's just consolidating around a moving average. It did have a crazy push up yesterday, which was quite cool to see, from around $13.70 up to highs of $14.99. Now it's just consolidating around the moving averages, around the 9 and 21 there on the 15-minute chart. If we look at the hourly chart, you can see it's slightly above both of those moving averages. So hey, my line 1632, that's my price target. I may look to getting on these calls tomorrow or Thursday. Remember, their earnings is Friday. Look at the 4-hour chart. You can see that back-to-back green candles have occurred. And I do like this for the call options. As I always say, you want to wait for the confirmation of the uptrend, which we clearly have here. So this might be one to keep on your radar. Remember that, guys. Draftkings. Now, lastly, very lastly, I'm going to look at Shopify because I'm expecting Shopify to run up. It's way below its yearly highs of $1,762. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you see it's finally uptrending. It's looking good when you look at the RSI. It's not overbought, oversold. It's right. It's fair. 45, it's fair. Let's have a look at the daily chart. See how it's gone so far this week. Back-to-back green days. It finished last week with back-to-back green days. It started this week with back-to-back green days. This is what I like to see. Maybe we are a little bit late with the calls. I don't know, but we're right at the moving average now, closing just slightly above the 9-day moving average, or slightly below actually. This is very interesting. Could that be where it gets rejected and starts downtrending, or could that be the catalyst for it to push up and break out? I think it's going to push up and break out. Let's have a look at the 1-hour chart. Get a closer look. Steadily climbing above the moving averages. I like this. This is a good sign. I'm definitely looking at Shopify calls. Now, the only problem with Shopify calls is they are a little bit of expensive contracts. And if you do want to get in on these, you're going to be paying, what, $300, $400 premium just to get into a strike, $10, $20 out of the money. So that's the only thing with Shopify. And if it goes the wrong way, hey, there goes your contracts as well. So I think that's enough to look out for today. I'll try and make another video either Thursday or Friday. Otherwise, it will just be, again, a weekend video. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section, as always. And if you're not already in the Discord, come through, come join the Discord. We live trade there every single day. You guys need to remember that there are so many opportunities in this market. And when you work as a team, when you use other people's knowledge to your advantage, you can get somewhere. So please do check out the Discord. Also, check out the Stock Options Starter Pack. Once again, I said it many times, but that is a bunch of videos you have access to for life. They go over the ins and outs of options, your Greeks, your implied volatility, your delta, your theta, trading strategies, different trading strategies, my trading strategies, common trading strategies, so many different things. Go check out the Options Starter Pack. And lastly but not least, guys, check out the links in the description below. There's a link to Coinbase, you can get some free crypto. There's a link to Celsius, you can get some free crypto. There's a link to Robinhood, you can get a free stock. There are multiple different links, including my socials as well. But that is it from me. I wish you all a great evening. Please keep your eyes on the earnings plays. Please keep trading safe. Use your risk management. All the usual stuff, guys. But I've gone into making. You go into making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.